What's up, TSOD fam? Welcome back to the channel. And you may be wondering, why should I even care about a firearms trigger lock? Well, with this little bad boy right here from Onnais, for just under 35 bucks, you could protect you and your family from having a potential firearms accident. And as a bonus during this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to install it on this rifle, pistol, and shotgun right here behind me on today's video. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned until the end. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Now today we're gonna be talking all about this little bad boy right here from Onnais. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but you can find it on Amazon. I will link to it in the description box below, so that way if you guys are interested, you can go and grab one. But we're talking all about this biometric trigger safety lock for your firearm. Now with this guy, it's pretty cool because there's actually 3 different ways that you can unlock it. You can unlock it obviously from the little key slot right here. So you can use a key, you can use a pin combination just like up on top here, as well as you can use biometrics or your fingerprint just by putting it right on here. Now, I'm gonna start off by saying, hey, just like on my previous video where I talked about the cable lock, this I would say is probably not a primary or a long-term means of storing and securing your firearm. For me personally, it would just be temporarily, and I'll get into some of the use cases on like why you would want to use it for certain situations and scenarios. So what we're gonna do first, before we actually install it on the firearms that I have behind me, we're just gonna do a deep dive into all of the little ins and outs of this. But before we do, let's kind of break into the box here and just talk about what it comes with. So when you order it online from Amazon or wherever you get it, it's gonna come in this cool little box here. It's got some foam for protection, as well as it's got a little pamphlet, basically a user's manual that tells you all of the different weapons that you can install it on, as well as how to program all of the digital features. It also comes with 2 keys, which is cool, as well as a little charging cable, and it comes in a little baggie. So that's all that it comes with as far as the box and how you receive it. Now, what's cool about this is it's not only digital, but it's also manual or analog. So, it does have batteries, it does have power that it's used, but at the same time, let's say if the battery completely died inside of this bad boy, you could use these keys to open this lock, and it's very, very simple. So we're gonna start off with the easiest method to unlock this thing, and that's just using these little, I guess, laser cut keys right here. So you basically just insert this bad boy just like this, and you can unlock it. Really cool. You turn it, and there it is. It's locked. So that's number 1. That's the first method to kind of get in there. Now let's talk about the pin. So now the default pin for this little biometric trigger lock is 12341. So we'll go ahead and input that 12341, and it has a little green light, and you're able to slide it apart. Now, this will reset as far as the lock to where when you slide this back on, you hear those little clicks. Now it's locked. It's not going anywhere. We just put that code in again by default, and it goes green, and you're able to unlock it. So that's how you do the combo. And then obviously with the biometric fingerprint, you just put it right there. So let's get into the programming of the pin combination. Now, the user manual here says that you can set a pin anywhere from 5 to 10 characters, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna look through the manual and just see how we're gonna go ahead and program our new pin. So what we're gonna do now is we're basically gonna set our own pin combination, right? We're gonna change it from the default 12341 to a custom pin of our own. Now I have the manual here pulled up in front of me, set to basically, it starts out with after it's charged, that's step 1, making sure it's fully charged. Now, when it's charging, the green light will be on. When it's fully charged, the light will go off. When it's basically the battery's almost dead, it will start blinking 4 red lights. So now what we wanna do is we wanna unlock it, then we wanna go to register a new pin, and we're gonna hit the add button. So what's cool about this is it comes with a little almost like a little paper clip type thing, something you would see on like a cell phone reset. This little tool right here. So we'll swing back over to our pages here to set everything up, and then we'll just set it right there. So what we need to do first is basically input the default password of 12341. So let's do that. 12341. It unlocked. And then from there, I need to insert the add or press the add button within 60 seconds. Okay, now the lights turn red, blue, and green, and now it's blinking blue. So from there, I'm gonna set a new 5 to 10 digit or 5 to 10 number password. I'm just gonna do 111 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do that, and then I need to hit the reset button right there, and then I gotta do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the reset. You heard the 2 beeps. That means that pin is set. So I put 1 5 times just to make it really, really simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and input that. As you can see, it's locked right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's green, and now I was able to open it. So I set my own pin, which is really cool. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to set our fingerprint unlock here. I don't know how many fingerprints you can do. It says fingerprint 1 and 2 to add more fingerprints. So I guess you can input multiple fingerprints, but I'm only gonna do 1. I'll do my thumb for this one. So in order to add a fingerprint, I basically need to input the new password that I set, which is 1 5 times, and then insert the add. From there, I can basically place my thumb down on here 4 times, and it's gonna register my thumbprint. So I'll go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and push the add button. There we go. It went red, blue, and green. Now I'm gonna put this down 1 time, green light there, 2nd time, 3rd time, and 4th time. So now it's saved my fingerprint in there. So now I should just be able to put my thumb down and it should unlock. So boom, there you go. And it was really, really quick, just like that. Now what I'll do is I'll show you guys how to just reset this back to the factory settings. So we're getting ready to reset it back to the factory settings. Right now I have my fingerprint stored. I just put it in there and I was able to unlock it right there. I have my own custom password set up with 5 1s. As you can see, it is locked right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's unlocked. We'll put it back, and now we're gonna go ahead and reset it back to factory settings. And as I'm reading the manual right here, I need to either use my password or my fingerprint and then insert or tap the reset button 3 times, and then it will restore to factory default. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm gonna go ahead and hit reset 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I got a long beep right there. Now it should be restored to factory default. My fingerprint should not work, and the default password should be 12341. So let's go ahead and try that. It's locked. Put my thumbprint on there. It didn't work. We'll go ahead and go 12341, 12341, and there we go. It's set back up to factory settings. That is pretty much it, guys, as far as the inner workings and how to lock and unlock this biometric trigger lock. So what I'm gonna do now is basically show you guys how to set this up on the rifle, pistol, and the shotgun behind me. Let's check it out. So I've got my handy dandy AR with me right now. What you wanna do, one word of caution while you're using something like this biometric trigger lock is you wanna make sure that when you're manipulating, when you're installing it, removing it, that you don't have a condition 1 or a loaded weapon, meaning there's a round in the chamber and it's cocked and ready to go. That is something I really wanna emphasize with something like this, because there is a slight chance, there's a small chance that you could potentially manipulate, operate, engage that trigger and actually fire a round when you're putting it or installing it on a weapon system. So what I want to do is make sure that I am condition 4. You can do it on a condition 3 weapon, but again, depending on your experience level, but you want to make sure your weapon is clear and not loaded when you do this. I'm just going to go ahead and set this bad boy down. We're going to go ahead and unlock it. It is unlocked right here. Now, when you're installing it, you've got the kind of the back plate with the logo right here. You just want those letters facing up. Now, when you install this, you want to install with this little bar kind of right in front of that trigger. And you want to make sure that these pins, ideally at least one of those pins is hopefully right behind that trigger, so that way it can't be pulled back in any way, shape, or form. You also want, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around. You wanna make sure this is as flush as possible or as flat up against that receiver so that there's no wiggle room whatsoever when you're installing this. So this is nice and flat. I'm just gonna apply pressure with my other hand, and then with my pin numbers facing up, I'm just gonna go ahead and slide this on, and I'm going to try to push and tighten this as much as possible directly forward. I'm not pulling back on this to the point where I could potentially, actuate that trigger, but I'm just pushing in on this, trying to make sure everything is as flat and as tight. That is the biggest thing, is when you install this, you want it to be nice and tight so that way it hopefully is not wiggling around. That way, a little kid, because I've got kids in my home. I don't want my kids getting a hold of my firearms. That's why I lock most of them up. But when I'm handling them temporarily, if they're ever out of, the gun safe, they're either in a pistol vault or they have some sort of locking mechanism like that where, my kids cannot get a hold of them. So here it is, it's on here. By the way, that beeping, there is a way to silence it or put it into silent mode so you don't hear any beeps at all, because I'm sure that would get really annoying after a while. So we've got it installed right here. Now, for the most part, a little kid or, just a teenager, whoever, is not going to be able to readily manipulate or get their fingers in here to actuate this. But like I said, if there's a round chambered into this weapon and you got a magazine in here, there's a possibility that, somebody could be pulling on this and wrenching on this and actually fire or release that firing pin or that striker, whatever. So, like I said, this is not designed to be, in my opinion, a primary way to safeguard or secure your weapon system. This is like a temporary deal. If you're that nightstand guy or gal that likes to keep your pistol or whatever right there next to you, you could have that additional security mechanism with something like this biometric lock that would allow you to set that fingerprint and unlock it very, very quickly. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bad boy, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set it back up with a pin and a fingerprint. So that way, I can throw it on this pistol and show you how quickly it is in the middle of the night. If you were to reach over, grab for that pistol, you can throw, whichever finger on there and unlock that thing really, really quickly. So here it is. This is how it kind of looks on an AR. It may fit a little bit differently depending on how your receiver is set up, but it's designed to reduce the ability for someone to get, and manipulate the trigger and ultimately fire a round. That's all it's designed to do. Now, I will say this thing is made out of primarily plastic. The only thing that's really metal in here is like these pins and the main, middle bar that locks these two plastic pieces together. But realistically, I could, if I got a hold of a firearm with something like this, I could bash this thing off on a hard surface, piece of metal, a desk, or use a Sawzall or something like that and cut this thing right off. So this is not it's not a super, super safe, secure way to store a pistol long-term, or for somebody that really wants to get a hold of it. They'll probably be able to break this thing off of here eventually. But it does provide a temporary layer of security for them to be able to get readily access to the trigger. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that pin and combo in the fingerprint, and we'll get it up and loaded on the pistol. So I've got my pistol now. I've set my own pin, as well as I've set up my thumbprint inside there again. Now, like I said, you also, when you're removing and installing this thing, make sure that you don't have a round in the chamber, all right? Just for that off chance that your trigger does get pulled, you don't want to fire a round inadvertently, accidentally, or negligently. So let's go ahead and set this up again with the backside or the bar. Just going in on the side here, show you guys. And again, I'm trying to get this as flat as possible on one side of my frame or my lower. And then next side just goes up. This is actually flipped around. So we'll go ahead and turn that way. I want my pin numbers up. So I've got my pistol here and I'm ready to install my biometric trigger lock. Biggest thing, just like I said with the rifle, you want to make sure that you don't have a round in the chamber. Just checking to make sure that it's clear. Again, there is a very, very small or slight chance that you could operate or pull this trigger and have a inadvertent, accidental, negligent discharge, and we don't want that. So again, with my back end or back piece right here, I want to make sure that I hopefully have at least one pin that's right here behind the trigger. So that way it's kind of locked in place. It can't move forward or back too much. So we'll go ahead and set that up. I'm just gonna apply pressure. And then I've got the front half of it here with the buttons facing up. And I'm just going to go ahead and push these two together. Now I may have to manipulate it a little bit, just like that. I may have to manipulate it just a little bit to make sure it's nice and tight. So it's in there pretty good. And this one fits a lot better, as you can see right here. It fits, it takes up a lot more space in that kind of trigger guard area. So again, some little kid or teenager or whoever, somebody breaks into your car, they won't have ready access to be able to fire this thing. They've got to go through some work and through some steps to be able to actually get in there and pull the trigger. So here it is, set up on a pistol, and this is how it's set up. Now to go ahead and remove this, once you have either the pin or your fingerprint set up, it's very, very fast. So if you had this on a nightstand, just like this, somebody breaks into your house in the middle of the night, you decide to draw for your weapon, you literally just put your thumb on, pull this thing off, and you can rack around and get that thing into action, okay? It's that simple, that simple. Okay, so that is how you set it up on a pistol, and I'm gonna finish it off with the shotgun just to see how you install and remove it. So I've got my handy dandy Remington 870 Express, and once again, I wanna make sure that my chamber is clear because I'm going to be manipulating in and around the trigger assembly here. Now, just like the other weapons, I wanna make sure that the letters are facing upward, and I wanna get that thing in there and hopefully have something behind the trigger itself. So I've got it nice and flat, as you guys can see right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and slide this thing on and really kind of wrench it down tight. So it is nice and tight. There's not a lot of wiggle room. Again, I cannot get my fingers in there readily to go ahead and manipulate and mess around with that trigger to pull it. And that's it. Just know that with a trigger lock, I can always, for the most part, I can always chamber around. I can pull my slide back, I can pull the charging handle, I can move the action back and still chamber around, but I cannot readily get to that trigger to mess with it. So, like I said, for, $32.99 from Onnais, however you want to call it, however you say it, I'll link to it in the description box below. It does provide a level of security for your weapon. It may not be super, super crazy and super like hardened, but it does provide some security. Now, again, I have my thumbprint set in here. Now, as far as the pin code, how quickly does it unlock? I've got, my pin is 5-1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. It's unlocked and ready to go, okay? So go ahead and throw this bad boy back here. So as I wrap up the video, for the price, overall, not bad. Would I leave this on, for a long term or have this as my primary security mechanism? Who knows? If I can't afford like a several $100 gun safe, at least this is better than nothing, just leaving a, firearm just laying around with the potential to be used. Okay, so this you can find on Amazon for, I think, somewhere around $32, $33, somewhere around there. So fairly cheap. And again, you can put it on just about any firearm with a trigger for the most part. As long as it has some type of trigger guard, it should work. So that's all I've got for this video. Try to keep it short and sweet. Once again, if you haven't liked, subscribed, or shared the channel, please do so. It helps the channel grow. And once again, I'll continue to make quality firearms content for you. And I will see you guys again next time. Peace.